How's it going, everybody? Got a bit to talk about in this video. The October PlayStation Plus titles are rolling out right now, so I would recommend you to check that out. We've been talking about video game studio layoffs, and it looks like Naughty Dog isn't even invincible to the ongoing issues. We'll talk about that. First of all, the October PlayStation Plus monthly titles are rolling out right now. That includes the Kalisto Protocol, Farming Simulator 22, and Weird West. Now, I saw a lot of mixed reception towards this month's offerings, and I can definitely understand why. The Kalisto Protocol is a game that I personally didn't really enjoy, but the fact is, it is a game that came out in December of 2022, so still a fairly recent game, all things considered, and it is a game that still goes for, $20, $25, so from a value standpoint, I think it's fairly decent, and even though I didn't enjoy the Kalisto Protocol, I always say, with a game like this, the opinions are gonna vary. Sure, there are people that vehemently disliked Kalisto Protocol. I don't know if I vehemently dislike the game, but I definitely see a lot of that notion. And there's people that really, really enjoyed the game. I would say that this is one of those games that everybody should at least give a chance to and then come to your own opinion, because we have all our own opinions, we have Metacritic scores, everything like that, but sometimes, a 70 on Metacritic can be a game that you really enjoy, and I found that Kalisto Protocol, for a lot of people, that was the case. Obviously, I've said positive things about the game in the sense that the ambiance, visuals, setting, tone of the game, those are incredibly strong, and for a horror game, those aspects are also incredibly important. However, it does falter from a gameplay standpoint, and I found the gameplay design just not very good, so that did push me away, but nevertheless, give it a chance for yourself. Farming Simulator 22 is what it is. Like, if you're into that kind of stuff, I guess you'll enjoy it. Weird West is a game that I talked incredibly highly about. Last year, we did a full review of the game, and I was pretty glowing about the game. What I really appreciated about the Weird West was the fact that, yes, the game is attached to a lot of decision-making, and a lot of games have decision-making. However, in Weird West, the decision-making actually has lasting consequences. That's what you want out of a game with a lot of decision-making and choice. If it is choice-driven, you want those choices to feel important, and I feel like with Weird West, the choices were important, and it wasn't just like the choices were the only thing the game had to offer. I thought the gameplay was pretty good. Yes, did it have its bugs and glitches? Sure. The narrative was fairly compelling, and again, the choices actually having real consequences, I felt like was one of the best aspects of the game. Definitely, if you're into RPGs, check it out. If you take your time with it, it's a fairly lengthy game at 35 hours or so, definitely you'll have a fairly good time with that game, I think. So certainly check Weird West out. That is the game that I was really happy got added, because we had initially heard of Kalisto Protocol and Farming Simulator 22 were going to be two of the titles on the Plus lineup, and I was kind of, mixed on that with my feelings of Kalisto Protocol. Then they added Weird West, and my perception of this month kind of shifted with that. I think this is a well-rounded month, a lot of variety in the offerings. Like, Farming Simulator 22 is kind of a meme, but I don't know, maybe some people are into that, but Weird West and Kalisto Protocol, I feel like, are two distinct experiences that, you're gonna find enjoyment, I feel, out of at least one of them. That's my 2 cents on that. Alright, so those are rolling out right now. Moving on from that, let's talk some pretty unfortunate news. The Last of Us studio, Naughty Dog, is cutting developers. Sources tell Kotaku that no severance is being offered for those currently laid off, and the source also noted at least 25 developers were part of the downsizing. Full-time staff do not appear to have been part of the cuts. Naughty Dog's headcount was over 400 as of July. These are contracted workers. Their contracts won't be officially terminated until the end of October, and they'll be expected to work through the rest of the month. Sony did not immediately respond to a request for comment to Kotaku. The layoffs also come just a few months after studio co-president Evan Wells announced his retirement at the end of 23 after working at Naughty Dog for 19 years. Obviously, it also does look like this is probably something attached to factions. Bloomberg reported in June that Sony had diverted resources away from the project following a negative internal review by Bungie, the recently acquired live service powerhouse behind Destiny 2. Bungie was brought in to do an assessment of these live service projects that Sony is so invested into, although that investment might be shifting here in the very near future. It's kind of wild. Like, if you can't get a quality report on Last of Us factions, what does that tell you about the other live service games that are in development? Now, I will concede the fact that Naughty Dog is primarily a studio that does work on their big single-player experiences. Multiplayer, yes, Uncharted had it, yes, Last of Us had it, but those were more traditional multiplayer experiences. Live service is a different ballgame where it's a game that is expected to generate revenue revenue for years and years, hell, a decade after its initial release. A decade is a milestone that most games don't reach, but that is the kind of pie in the sky a lot of these developers and publishers, not developers, I would say developers, it's publishers. Publishers are the one that's after the bread. The publishers are after that pie in the sky of making these games that are gonna have so much longevity and bring them so much revenue for so many years, and that is a way that can increase their profit margins that a $200 million game investment really can't do. Are they gonna make profit off Last of Us Part 3 when that comes out? Absolutely, it'll be a moneymaker for them. Horizon Forbidden West, already a moneymaker for them. Once the PC version comes out, even more so, and the complete edition comes out, even more so. But if you're talking about exponential revenue generation, there is a reason why Sony is completely of the mindset, we'll throw 10 live service games at the wall. We just need a couple of them to stick. Think about that for a second. 10 games being developed, and Ubisoft did the same thing, and so many other publishers have done the same thing, where they are doing live service game after live service game, and you see us talk about X game failed, Y game failed, Z game failed. EA, Ubisoft, all of these publishers know full and well that, yeah, they're gonna have some failures. That's a part of the game when it comes to live service, baby. You make so many games that all you need is a couple to stick, and then you're golden, and then you can use that revenue that you generate off that live service game to reinvest in more live service games, or then you can work and make more AAA games. I understand from the lens of a Jim Ryan, who is all about the profit margin and generating the most revenue possible, why he would go down this road as a consumer, obviously, and from the lens that I'm viewing it at. I don't think it's a good decision. I think the market's too saturated. I don't think this is what the PlayStation audience wants. I think if you just prioritize creating what you've been creating and invest your resources into that, that's going to draw more people into PlayStation. That's going to generate subscriptions and everything like that. And if you want to do multiplayer projects, I will keep saying it over and over again, how about we get our feet wet a little bit first? Why jump all into live service? Why not do something as simple as a Killzone 2 remaster, get people into PlayStation multiplayer experiences again, and do it that way? And hey, do a Killzone 2 remaster, release it on PC, you can release it at literally $40 or $50 and people will buy it, and have cross-platform play and get people's feet wet. Maybe you can figure out a way to monetize it as well, but that seems to be a lot lesser of an investment than a full-on live service game, just to get people acclimated to PlayStation multiplayer games again, because that has been an area where PlayStation has been struggling. But just to completely go down the live service rabbit hole, I don't think that's a good idea either. But, you know, this is all me just trying to will Killzone 2 being remastered into existence. Like, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do to get a Killzone 2 remaster? I mean, man, I feel like I'm the only one parroting this, and one day I'm gonna get mine, but, you know, Killzone 2 came out back in 2009. Maybe they're waiting for the 15 year. I mean, that's coming up. That's next year. So, we'll see. We'll see. But, you know, that's more of my wishful thinking and really very selfish on my part. Nevertheless, I think their focus should be shifting back into what Sony and PlayStation is known for, and if you want to do a couple live service games, have at it, but I really do think you can prioritize into these IPs that do have some cachet, instead of your Fair Games and your Concords of the world. And I'm sorry to crap on these games before they're even out, but you deserve that when you're announcing these games with these gimmicky CG trailers and just telling us, oh yeah, new live service game. Like, how's that gonna get us excited? Like, come on, man. But that'll do it for me again. PlayStation Plus titles rolling out right now: Kalisto Protocol, Farming Simulator 22, and Weird West. And Last of Us studio, Naughty Dog, even they are cutting developers. But, you know, looks like it's just contracted workers, so full-time staff not affected. That's good at least, but hopefully those affected will find their footing as well. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.